It is Monday morning, and it's time for us to get connected with Clarion and the surrounding area. And the best way to do that is with our good friend Ron Wilshire and his new program here on Radio 13, Clarion Connection. Good morning, Ron. How are you this morning?
Morning, Steve. How are you doing?
I am doing pretty well, I have to say.
Great weather out there.
It's certainly better than it could be.
Yeah. Speaking of long-time efforts, we have with us today Dr. Karen Whitney. She's the 16th president of Clarion University, and she joined Clarion as president on July 1st. She brings nearly 30 years' experience in public higher education, a deep commitment to student success and civic engagement, and an appreciation of Clarion University's proud history and outstanding skills to lead to a new level of distinctive quality at Clarion. Karen, welcome. I understand that your first act coming to Clarion was announcing a Hitting the Ground listening tour. Do you want to tell us a little bit about that?
Sure. Thanks, Ron. Good morning. The Hitting the Ground listening, it was my first 90 days from about mid-July to last week to have an intense experience with students, faculty, staff, alumni, friends, the greater community that Clarion campuses serve, so that I could understand directly from folks, where they thought Clarion, what did Clarion has done best, how could we do better, and what's a president good for? What should I do my first year to be a great president? And boy, people have been telling me. I've met with over 2,000 folks in my first 90 days. And put a website out with a survey with those questions, and have gotten over 150 responses. And now I've got about 30 pages of comments. And I spent most of the weekend looking over it, trying to think over what everyone's been telling me. And what I'm going to do with that is organize what I call a 500-day plan. I like plans, and I like being specific and being focused on what I'm working on when I'm trying to do my job. And so from that, I'm beginning in reading the comments and mulling over, what I'm seeing from Clarion. What is it that we've been doing best and should keep doing? How can we improve to serve our students and our community? And what's my unique role as president? Those are the kinds of things that I've been mulling over the last week as we kind of, not that someone said, well, does this mean you're not going to listen anymore, President? And I said, no, but it probably means that I'm going to balance it off between listening and doing and being focused about getting certain things done. So as a president, I'll always listen. I just need to step it up now and have a plan on getting things done.
So I take it you're not quite ready to come down from the mountain with tablets right yet, right?
Well, I've got a tablet of about I got a Mead tablet here with paper and lots of notes. I can tell you, looking over the comments I've received and the conversations I've had, there's a couple of trends. I'm trying to make sense right now about what my unique role is as president. A couple of things that are clear to me is the number one thing that the faculty and staff have told me that they believe Clarion does best, and I happen to agree, is the way we care about students. The way we care about students in the classroom, in the fact the faculty go above and beyond in getting to know their students and getting to know who they are, what their interests are, what their dreams are, and working with students to achieve those dreams. Faculty have told me time and time again that's the first thing they're most proud of. Staff have told me that in the services and programs that they deliver, their commitment to work with students to have a great Clarion experience and to graduate, that's what matters most to them. So the thing I also want to tell you, students have told me that they see it. My favorite question to ask a student is, why did you choose to come to Clarion University? And they said, it's because I got to campus and there's something magical about Clarion University. And that magic is in the way people care about me. So I think that's a true Clarion strength. And as president, I want to continue to lead and to strengthen that, because I think that's what's brought us here, and it's a key ingredient to our future.
What are the resources going to look like in the coming years for Clarion? We can have great ideas, as you mentioned, but we also have to face reality.
I think in terms of financing and higher education, the entire country, the thing I like to tell, it might not give you an immediate sense of comfort, but this is a national issue. This is an issue on when you have governmental resources, public resources, whether at the state or federal level. The big question is what should our collective resources pay for in our communities, and then what should we pay for individually? What is it the government should pay for? What as individuals should we pay for? Certainly as an educator, I have long believed that investment in education by the government, by all of us collectively, is an excellent investment in the future. I do know, so I have absolutely no problem with articulating clearly and often with our elected officials that wherever they can, investments in Clarion University is an excellent payoff. That with every course somebody completes, with every credential or degree somebody earns, their ability to contribute back over time increases tenfold. Their ability to either work in industry and business, or to create industry and business, and then to pay taxes and contribute back, just grows and grows and grows. So investing in a state university like Clarion, where 90% of our students, over 90% of our students are from the Commonwealth, and 80% of our students remain in the Commonwealth, they remain in the state, it's an excellent investment in the state's future. So with that said, I do know, and I'm sympathetic to the tough road that our state governments have in balancing budgets. There has been a decline in the way state government funds itself. We all know that. So I can tell you right now that I've been asked to plan for next year that we will receive less state money than we received this year. And that's tough, because when you have a commitment to small classrooms, you have a commitment to being a university of offering a wide variety of courses and degrees, and a commitment to bringing in and recruiting the best faculty, that is a tough situation. When you've got your resources and your income maybe constrained, and then you've got, your expenses kind of going up or not coming down, that's an interesting road to be a president of. I can tell you what we're doing, and in listening is I'm optimistic. I think Clarion continues to have a great role in terms of educating more people. So, working with more people in the community to seek college, increasing our enrollment. I think looking at the courses and degrees that we offer, we have to offer credentials, whether it's certificates, undergraduate or graduate degrees, in areas that our community needs, that business and industry, private and public sectors need people. And that's about job growth and job development and preparing our students for those sectors. So I think the combination of working together, being clear on where students want to go and what they want to enroll in, where does the business and all the private and public sectors need people to employ, and setting ourselves up in what we do to meet all those needs will help us in times when we can probably expect declining state support.
A lot of that sounds like what Venango campus has evolved into in terms of offering more community-based programs, cooperation with the businesses and industries. Do you see Clarion partially, I know it wouldn't be part of the entire mission, but taking a role like that?
Well, I think the outstanding leadership of Chris Reber and all the faculty and staff at the Venango campus are doing just absolute best practice work. They've been recognized nationally for the collaborations that you've mentioned, Ron. I think there's a lot to learn. When you're at a university, you're constantly improving and learning from every piece of the university. So yes, Clarion is situated on multiple campuses. And I think we've got to learn from each of our parts and then look at how one success story, let's say in our nursing program or our tech areas, how that should maybe influence other areas of the university. We're constantly learning from our fellow colleagues and learning in terms of how do you deliver quality instruction within our budgets? How do we meet, the interests of our students who come in often very clear on what they want to learn and how they want it constructed and when they want it offered, then very clear about working with the business sector, with the public sector, and on what they need, and bringing it together in a way that's appropriate as a university. We can never forget we are a university, and we have a certain set of values and interests at ensuring that when someone graduates from university, they have achieved that distinction, that level of critical thinking, of knowledge, of maturity that we're known for throughout the world. So yes, there's much to learn, I think, on both campuses, and I think we're having a lot of fun.
Well, that's important too. I noticed in your background you have significant experience in student life, student affairs types programs. Now, with academics being such a major part of the university's operation, well, it's the reason for being, actually. So it's not just major; it's everything. I caught myself on that one. Well, anyway, with your background, do you face any challenges with that? And I noticed too that the provost has announced that he's going to be stepping down from the into the classroom next year, I believe. Any special challenges, like you needed some extra challenges in this scenario?
Well, Ronnie, I can tell you, you're right. I've come up through student affairs, which means I have an awful lot of expertise in the area of services, programs, and facilities that create community and serve students. I also have taught for over 20 years at the college, at the university level, at the undergraduate and graduate level. So although I did not come up from academic administration, I've taught, I've done research. In fact, during my time as president, I completed 2 chapters for 2 different books. And completed that. So I write regularly. I speak regularly in my area. My area of expertise is higher ed, finance, and economics. So I think it's extremely important that when you are an academic, a leader of a university, that you keep connected to the creation of knowledge and the dissemination of knowledge to the best that you can. So I think there is a balance act. With that, I will tell you that in moving forward and moving the university forward, I am looking forward to a search for a new provost. I know for a lot of people who you might say, well, what the heck is a provost? A lot of times universities use words that aren't commonly known. A provost is a vice president for academic affairs. It's the number 2 person at a university. They are the champion and leader of the faculty, and they are, to me, the chief academic steward of where we're going and what we're doing in terms of the curricular aspect of a university. You know, what undergraduate and graduate degrees, programs, and credentials do we offer? How do we organize ourselves? And so I think what I'm looking for is searching for, a senior partner here to help lead the university, and particularly on these very, very important things of how do we ask the faculty to spend their time. What do we ask them to focus on in terms of efforts to strengthen the university, to have us not just get through financial tough times. I'm not here about just surviving. It's about thriving. I'm really not focused on our financial difficulties. I'm focused on how we can move forward in our next 144 years and how we can serve this community and continue to strengthen this community. I'm firmly convinced that the Clarion area is a better community because Clarion University is here, and that's a sacred promise that we must keep and continue to build upon.
Is there any special art to recruiting a provost?
Well, I think when you're looking at a chief academic affairs officer and somebody who can lead the deans and lead the faculty, it really is somebody who's got a lot of energy, who deeply respects and appreciates the incredible experience of the faculty, and how absolutely special and wonderful that essential relationship is between students and the faculty. And then understanding about how you balance that with corporate interests and industry interests and the governmental interests to find that middle ground, that wonderful middle spot where it all converges together, the curricular, the co-curricular, the community, civic engagement. And once you can get to that middle ground, there's a tremendous amount of energy there. It's kind of like in physics, there's an explosion. And actually, degrees generate, students are drawn to them, enrollments grow, businesses are created. I mean, the thing about Clarion University, our commitment to the community isn't esoteric. It's very, very specific and concrete. We're here to apply the learning and research and service to benefit our region. So it's about spinning off companies. It's about employing alumni. It's about practicums and internships and experiences that enliven the area. And to me, the Vice President for Academic Affairs that we're looking for is somebody who can't get enough of that and can lead us in ways we haven't even gone.
Thank you, Karen. You are listening to Clarion Connection on WWCH AM 1300 radio. I'm Ron Wilshire, and we'll take a commercial break.